what's good, YouTube? You know, I haven't made a video in a little while, but I wanted to make this quick video. Saying like I remember last year I made a video in 2020, and it was during the time around like the when the riots was happening. It was like a bunch of riots in New York City with the whole George Floyd and all that crazy shit. And you know, back then last summer, I knew a lot, but there was still a whole lot that I didn't even know about, like, because I've been tapping in to some real stuff. I've been really going down the rabbit hole, which I'm not going to really give a whole spill about, but um, I remember saying something, and I said in my video that I'm more of a MLK type of person, MLK, and not like a Malcolm X. I believe I said that, because I was, in that point in time, I was coming from a place of more peace and calm, and that's when I was really like in my higher self, before I realized that, that you need to be in your higher self as well as your ego, like, because in the spiritual community, the ego gets a bad rep, because that's something that we always been in, before you even went about our spiritual journey. So that's why, like, the ego, or talking about the ego and doing things from the ego, gets a bad rep in the spiritual community. But the more and more you become conscious, you realize that, not only is it important to be in your highest self, but you also need your ego as well to protect you and to really, do things, and to protect you in the third dimensional, thing, and to protect you in the, quote unquote matrix. You need your ego, but you also need your higher self, when it comes with dealing with other people and, spreading love. Like, you need a balance. Like, balance is very important in all aspects of life. If you do research on everything, you go deep into things and, duality and stuff like that, you realize that that's what keeps the balance of things. Like, feminine and masculine energy, girl and, boy, like that's a balance. That's why they come together, and, they make harmony, and they make, magic and a lot of beautiful things, with that balance. So going back to what I was saying, like I said, I'm more of an MLK type of person than a Malcolm X, but it's funny because now I'm more on the side of the Malcolm X side. I feel like I'm gonna be going through different stages in life where, as I go on and learn new things, I become a new person. I get a new set of ideas and beliefs. So like back then, like I said, that's when I was just now I'm coming into my spiritual journey, and I was more in my highest self, like, yo, it's love, peace, and all that. Like, we don't need to be doing the riots and, all that, which I still believe the riots is stupid. Like, you destroying your own community for what reason? To get attention. We just look like little kids, trying to get our mom's attention by throwing a tantrum and stuff like that, when it should be a better way of, dealing with that problem. But, I was like, yo, there's no need for all that. Like, I'm not going to get involved in that because I want to keep my peaceful state. But, like, now I'm more in a Malcolm X type of view. Like, yeah, like, extreme righteousness, you reside in your higher self, you got love for your people and you want to liberate your people, but you also got that burning warrior energy inside of you, because you know how serious it is, and you're like, yo, I need people. I need y'all to get on y'all shit. Like, let's go. Like, we gotta make changes. Like, we gotta be about this life. We gotta be willing to die for this stuff. So, you know, I'm coming more into that type of person. So I just wanted to make a video and clarifying that, because, you're not obligated to be the same person you were a second ago, you know. So it's always okay to, have a certain set of beliefs, and then as you going on about life, you realize, like, nah, this is the way to go about things, and then you become this new person. It's totally nothing wrong with that, change is good. I highly encourage people to really be okay with changing, and, waking up the next day and deciding that you want to be a better person. Like, everyone should be striving to be a better person every second. Reason why I said you're not obligated at all to be the same person you were a second ago. So don't, if people are coming up to you like, oh, I thought you said this last year. Oh, is this you? That bullshit people be on the internet. They be like, oh, is this you? Oh, this what you said last year? Like, like people have the human right to change and to change their minds. Like you can change your mind. So with my experience, I want to clarify that because you know last year I was more in that. I was more in my higher self. I was unbalanced. I was like coming for a place like it's all love and peace, love everybody. Like nah. Like sometimes I need to be in my ego. Like nah, this is what it is. Like fuck your feelings, but we need to go out there and do this. All for a better, all for a better a better result, a better solution. You still coming from a place of love, but you giving that tough love. That's what I feel like. And it's a whole lot of things I'm thinking about, like the certain things. MLK, he was a righteous being, but where he led us wasn't where we were supposed to be. We were supposed to be somewhere else. And we need our own things as a black community. So that's why I'm looking at Malcolm now, and I'm like starting to look in more to him, and try to find inspiration for him so I can, with this new age, spirituality and all this, conscious, movements is like you need to look up to certain people from the past, who was involved in those type of movements and, get inspiration from them. And, that's how we become our own unique selves. And that's the beauty of the universe. We can take inspiration and motivation from other things, as little as a tree or a squirrel. You could get inspiration from that and go, create a beautiful art piece, or create a beautiful song about something because you was just looking at the ocean. you know that's the beauty of the universe. You get inspiration from it, from all this creation. So just like looking up to your closest family member and getting some of the inspiration from them and taking bits and pieces from them, and then you put it to you, and then you take bits and pieces from everybody. So that's like the beauty of the universe. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Like I'm more of a Malcolm X person now than an MLK person, because it's like, yo, it's time for a revolution, and I gotta start, walking. Like if I'm gonna be about that, like I gotta really take my life serious and really move in a certain way, kind of move militant and really be focused on my growth, but not to be too much in my ego, but also my higher self as well. Come from a place of love and nurturing, get in touch with my feminine energy, but I gotta always remember that balance is important. So it's good to keep that balance, because if I'm always in my higher self and I'm not in my ego, especially if I'm getting involved in this conscious movement or the spiritual revolution and stuff like that. If I'm just in my higher self, there's gonna be spiritual parasites, or quote unquote the opposition ops, who's against black people having liberation, or against truth seeking. There's gonna be people out there with bad intentions and ill intents, and they're gonna try to like hurt me, or hurt my people, or you like in general. There's people out there who try to hurt you, and who try to hurt you not only physically, but they try to hurt you mentally and psychologically, playing your mind. So like that's where you actually need that ego, and you be like, nah, I'm not going for that shit. Like, nah, it's none of that over here. And that's why you need the ego. You need the ego to protect yourself. So, you gotta have a balance, but you don't want to always give out tough love to the wrong people, because some people are, willing to come to you and listen. So, you gotta like match that type of energy. So that's when you start coming out more in your higher self in a nurturing way. And as a man, you need to be in touch with your feminine as well to do certain things and have the best of both worlds. You feel me? So yeah, that's what I really wanted to clarify for this video. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get up out of here. You feel me? So I hope y'all taking care of yourselves. Make sure y'all spreading that good love, that good energy, but make sure y'all on y'all shit. And remember, like, keep it balanced. Have your ego there, but don't be too much in that ego. Don't be unbalanced. Have your higher self there, but don't be too much in that as well, because you don't wanna, you don't want people taking advantage of you. So always remember, yin yang is important. All right, do no harm to no one, but take no shit from nobody. That's the main motto. That's the main thing you should follow in life. To be a truly righteous being. So yeah, peace.